Final hour for the week. Overdrive continues. Brought to you by FanDuel, bringing you everything from the opening line to the final score. Dear Hayesy-B later in the hour. Luke Willson coming up here in a moment on the Eagles' impressive win last night and a big slate of football games on Sunday.
What a dumb pick by us. What a dumb selection.
Jaden Daniels was struggling last night, man. That Eagles defense was all over him last night.
We talk about it all the time, Hayes. Looking back, retrospective analysis, you're like, what were we thinking making that pick?
I know. I hate it, man, because it's so obvious afterwards. You're right. Like,
yes.
I was saying this to you guys, and it was easy for me because I was on the Eagles because you had the pick, but I'm like, he's a young quarterback, short week. That
Banged
defense
up.
has been great. Exactly. And the Eagles, listen, it wasn't a great ball game. The first half, there was nothing going on. It was 7-0 in the second quarter.
I know.
It was just bad. Like, both defenses arrived, and neither offense was really showing anything. And then the Eagles just kept committing to the run, and Barkley broke loose twice, and see you later. But that one was a big win for the Eagles and for the division because now they're in the driver's seat. Now they're in a very good position to win that division. And the Commanders now, because of how deep the NFC is, you got to keep your head above water. No guarantees you make the playoffs. They've looked very good. They had a great start. Daniels looked great. Yeah. He's hit a bit of a wall here. And, Minnesota's in the hunt. The Packers are in the hunt. There's a lot of other teams that are going to be fighting. We'll see what happens in the NFC West. Maybe Arizona's for real. Maybe the Niners are healthy now, and they're for real. There's no guarantee the Commanders make the playoffs.
I'm kind of happy for Arizona. That quarterback's taken a lot of flack, and there was a bit of a mess going on there the couple of years after he got into the league, where he stumbled a little bit. The video games and taking it. I like seeing that guy succeed. He's entertaining to watch. You got to at least give him that.
Blast to watch play, man, because he motors around. He's not a big guy.
Dude, he looks like Chris Rock running around out there.
Yeah, he is not a big dude, and you see he gets his arm, he has to put everything into every throw.
He's awesome, man.
He's a fun player to watch. Kyler Murray's a fun player to watch, and they're off to a really good start. Arizona's 6-4, and they're in a good place. So Luke is coming up here in a moment. Mail It In Fridays brought to you by Boston Pizza's new game day menu. Stop by your local BP for $7 touchdown pints, shareables for the whole crew, and weekly prizing up for grabs. Football game days are better at your local BP. Okay, we have our final pair of tickets to give away to our show on Wednesday. Next Wednesday, we are going to be up there in Vaughan. We're going to be at the Boston Pizza in Vaughan on Wednesday for a live show. Tickets sold out immediately. We've already given away 2 pairs today. Next Wednesday, it's your chance to show up and watch the show live. But you need tickets to get into this. Very exclusive, very VIP, the most VIP show going right now in the city. And this is your final quiz question. And then the phone lines will be open at 416-870-1050. We were known for our salad rebuild draft. That was one of the more popular things we did in the history of our show. We haven't really talked about salads and rebuilds and going scorched earth in quite some time.
Because it offends people.
It offends people, and we are matured now. And quite frankly, we're all losing our hair, so now it's starting to get personal. But who won the first overall pick in OverDrive's inaugural full-blown scorched earth salad rebuild draft lottery? Who won the draft lottery?
That is one that I couldn't even tell you.
I think
Steve
I know who it is.
No, it wasn't Strick. It's a man that joins us quite frequently. He loves Facebook.
Jason Strudwick won the first. No, it was Caber.
No, Caber was a runner-up, man. Caber got Eichel. Caber got Eichel, and Struddy got McDavid.
I think what happened is we were leaning towards, Todd Reardon. We were leaning towards Caber.
Yeah, Todd Reardon.
But remember Reardon was coaching, I think, Washington.
Washington, he was.
And it went tough. But I think we gave Struddy the extra push because we wanted to lean on him. And he had the palm tree going, too.
And it was like the award shows. He was willing to accept the award. So he accepted the invitation to come on and accept the award. So there may have been some weighing towards that as well.
That Caber, he sends us pics of the back of his head.
It's revitalized.
No, it's not back.
Yes, Caber, dude, that's one of the great comebacks
he did have a
all
comeback.
time. Caber has put in some work, man.
That's scoring on your goal in Buffalo and then scoring an OT winner in the playoffs somewhere else.
Cup
like
final.
Capers had.
I'll get
really
a pick
big
tomorrow
resurgence.
because I don't believe it.
Hey, he's a cup winner now, Caber. Like he's got a ring, and he had his day with the cup, and I don't know.
Funny how we didn't get invited. I'm friends with all of those guys. Like
I didn't want to be rude. I got invited, and I said, Caber, I'm not going. I can't fly down there to watch someone else.
You should have gone down there. That would have been great. That would have been great. It was in Miami.
Just think, I know, but it's for, I don't know, seeing somebody else at a cup party, you just get so jealous, and you got to be happy for your friend. I would just find it weird. I got to be honest.
Okay.
I would find it weird.
I had several buddies in that Florida organization. Greg Campbell, Roberto Luongo.
You're an alumni. You should have been down there.
Alumni, yeah, I could have been. I was on the group chat, though. I was on the group chat for the alumni, and they were talking about stuff, but I kind of just slid out of the group chat because I played 1 year there. I think I played, 15 games? I didn't play a lot.
Is there an alumni ring available to purchase?
I should ask. You know what? What if I went back into the group chat and was like, guys, what do you think of, alumni rings or something? They might have had them. I don't know.
They might have. You missed out on an alumni ring.
I think that would be fantastic if there's an alumni ring available to purchase.
I like that idea. I think you should wear that with pride. You played for the team.
No kidding. I would tell the jeweler, get me upgraded. I want to buy the real one. I want to buy the real one.
What are you going to do? Walk around? People like, where'd that ring from? Yeah, I played with this organization 20 years ago, and they won last year. That was the same thing. Me and the St. Louis Blues. I feel more connected to the St. Louis Blues. I played there 3 years. My friend Kelly Chase, Jamie Rivers, they're all Chris Pronger, they're all entrenched in the lineup or in the city.
Still live there and work for the team or around the team. And
exactly. I feel more connected from there.
Yeah.
But
it is wearing an alumni cup ring. I don't know. That would be.
It's got a great ring to it, doesn't it?
I mean, listen, I wouldn't look down on it. I think that'd be really cool because you played for the team. But there would be some people that are ignorant to it that would be like, sorry, just to confirm, were you played on that team that won? Yeah, no, I not that team that actually won. 20 years prior, I was on that team. So you guys didn't win. No, we didn't win. Like you could already see that conversation happening. But it's all good. Get back in the group chat. See if you can fire up an alumni ring for the boys. Let's see if we can make that work. All right. Well, Al's brother's lurking. We're going to bring him in here momentarily.
If you smell what the Luke Willson is cooking.
There he is. I called it on the group chat yesterday. I said, lock of the century. These guys fumbled this pick. And, man, did they fumble that pick last night. It was a lock you guys were going to mess that up. You're not in a good place, man. Your head's in a blender. What happened last night?
Listen, Partsy, I think we had the wrong day. We had the wrong day. The Thursday night jammed the young rookie. I should have known that. I'm taking ownership. We went with them on the short week. If it's a Sunday, it's a good pick. But it was not a Sunday. It was a Thursday. And, boy, did he look bad. I mean, he looked real bad, which was a tough pill to swallow when you're hoping that they cover 3.5.
Well, is he banged up, or what the hell was his deal?
You know what, O-Dog? I don't know. Like, I can speculate. What was weird was that every game I've watched him this year, the most impressive thing for me has been that he's, like, wildly comfortable in the pocket. And last night, it was just like he had happy feet at time. His throws were inaccurate. He wasn't really going through progressions or reads like he's been all year. I mean, the guy was just absolutely shook. And boy, did we paid for it a big one, and we've opened the door. We've opened the door for the Geppetto bot farmers.
Yeah, that is unfortunate. But the face of the Geppetto bot farm will be in studio here in about 10 minutes or so. But I thought your analysis, post game was spot on. Like watching Daniels, he was throwing off his back foot a lot last night, especially as the game went on. And I think you got to credit the Eagles. Like their front seven, man, they were on him. Like they were breaking through that line, and
for sure
he didn't trust his line last night. And you get a quarterback short week on the road where you don't trust your offensive line. It was just like C.J. Stroud on Sunday night, where it just got ugly. It got ugly and ugly and ugly, and he didn't trust his protection, and the Eagles took advantage.
It's funny, Hayes, and this might seem a bit bizarre, but I remember the year I played for my best buddy there, Matt Patricia, in Detroit. Mm-hmm. One of the craziest things that happened that year was we actually beat the New England Patriots with Tom Brady. And Matty P obviously knew him very well, and he came in on Wednesday that week and was like, okay, we're going to talk to our D tackles. I want you to rush, but it's going to be a bull rush every time, and I want you to just kind of sit. You're not actually going to go for a sack, but you're going to be like in, Tom Brady's space, if you will, in front of him because he hates not being able to step up and step into throws. And I remember sitting there thinking, like, this guy's nuts. What a strange take. And it actually seemingly worked because it was one of 6 games that we won. And you talk about Jaden Daniels last night. The guy who I thought really did a crazy amount of good things was Jalen Carter. Even though he was great in the run game, Jaden Daniels, the Eagles were rushing, really had nowhere to step up because the D tackles led by Jalen Carter were just bullying boys right into his lap. So even though it weren't like stat sheet plays, I thought Jalen Carter played a phenomenal game. And I would say that as much as we joke about Vic Fangio, he has completely turned this Eagles defense around, and boy, did they look good last night.
Yeah, they really did, man. It was impressive. Like it was an impressive defensive performance. And you're right on Carter. Carter fell into their lap because of the issues he had off the field. Like coming out of Georgia, I believe he was the presumptive first overall pick based on talent, and he had off the field red flags, and he dropped, and the Eagles took him, and now they're paying dividends because that kid is a stud. Like you can't stop him breaking through that line.
Yes.
And that was serious business.
Yes. Hey, so you get a guy that is that big and is one of the best 5 athletes on the field, that is you there's nothing that you can do consistently. Like, he's a complete game wrecker, and it's weird because you don't think of a D tackle as a guy who can change the game like that. You generally think of, like, quarterback, running back, wide out. We're on defense, to me, if you have a lockdown corner, that's one guy that can travel, let's say a Darrelle Revis back in the day. But the next position would be if you can get a D tackle that can play like Jalen Carter did last night, it makes it wildly, wildly hard to be successful on offense.
Yeah. It's just panic on the interior of the line, right? Like everyone's freaking out every single snap, and that is trouble. Can you explain how the GM and head coach of the New York Giants walk into their facility today and watch the tape of Saquon Barkley absolutely carving up another defense and look at themselves and try to explain how they let him go? How is that possible?
No, it's utterly ridiculous, Hayes.
Mm-hmm.
And might be the biggest blunder that I've ever seen. As far as the front office, I mean, you've got a guy that you see every single day. It's not like we just see him on Sundays and, he's had flashes. I watch Saquon's game, and I think to myself, what exactly about his game is a weakness? And what I mean by that is it's not like he's just like, hey, he's a little underweight but super speed guy, or he's really, great in between the tackles, but we don't want to get him on the edge. He does everything. There is not one part of his game, including catching the ball out of the backfield. The play of the game was probably a check down on 3rd and 6 where he broke a tackle and went for 43 receiving yards. And then the craziest part is he seems like he has the world's greatest attitude.
Yeah.
So it's not like he's a diva.
Incredible.
I don't know how the Giants can answer that, but then this is the same group of people that pay Daniel Jones $40+ million a year. So clearly what they're watching is not what everybody else is watching.
Yeah. The Stone Cold Stunner, there he is, my partsy. He's been hanging out in the back room for the last 2 hours, putting together tremendous information.
Yes. Speaking of tremendous performances, right? Saquon, what we've been cooking up.
That's right.
Pretty good stuff.
What have you guys been cooking up?
The Saquon
Please
of gambling. Oh, dude, I tell you every couple of weeks, there's different people that reach out to us that want to be in business with us, and we have to turn them down because we're on a mission here. Right? We have a legacy. Don't tell Mike Tyson, but we have a legacy.
Yeah.
Dude, I just want to get right to it. Who's got the Bills game? I want to just.
You guys have the Bills game. You guys have the Bills game.
We do,
convenient.
Party.
Yeah. Oh, convenient. You guys had a layup last night. The Eagles were the lock of the century, and you guys buckled. But we'll get to that momentarily, all right? First, we have the toughest game of the year, Ravens laying 3 in Pittsburgh. Doogie McMahon doing everything he can. He hates to see his guys lose, so he's trying to make sure that they get back in the good books here. This is a wild line. The Ravens, it's actually been bet down. It was 3.5 like an hour ago, and then Doogie put money down to make sure that it moved towards Pitt. So now it's Ravens -3 at Pittsburgh. This is a really confounding line, House brother. Where's your head at?
It's tough. It really is. Because if you look at it on paper, you would think to yourselves, Lamar Jackson, the Ravens, they should be able to come out and steamroll the Steelers team. But they have not been able to do that throughout his entire career. Lamar's just 1-3 against Mike Tomlin's Pittsburgh Steelers. And I think we see another tight game. I really do. In Pittsburgh, they've won 7 of the last 8 games against this team. Tomlin's 20-15 against Harbaugh. Like, all of the trends suggest that the Pittsburgh Steelers not only will cover, but could win this football game. So it's crazy, but I think I might want to align myself with the Steelers here, Hayes.
Yeah, listen, Lamar has not been able to figure out Tomlin. And, Tomlin and that defense have put him in blenders in the past. And we got to give credit where credit's due. Russ has played well.
Yeah.
Russ has made big throws at big times to put points on the board. And this Ravens secondary is not very good.
It's been awful.
Lock it in. Lock it in then. Lock it in.
I'm willing to lock that in. House brother, where are you at? Are we willing to? We're going to take points at home. Pittsburgh at home getting points.
That's what it is. And Tomlin doesn't lose at home. He's got like an 80% win rate.
This is my initial thought, House brother. I think Baltimore and Parts, you can come on top of this. I think Baltimore destroys Pittsburgh. Go ahead, Parts.
Well, I'm in between both you guys. That's the honest truth. Time out now. Time out. First and foremost, the idea of Baltimore giving Baltimore 3 points is utter insanity. If it was 1, you guys keep saying, I think Pittsburgh wins. They can win by 1. That jams you. So what game are we playing here? You Geppetto bot farmers?
All right.
Are they
spread.
The spread or not?
The spread. We'll take the points. Steelers +3 at home. Lock it in. TG for life.
I don't know about that. I don't know.
You love the Steelers.
I'm jammed up here. Doobie sent me a text that said Ravens are +3. Now you're saying it's wrong.
It's the opposite. The Ravens. Doogie McMahon.
Doogie's on the take.
Doogie's literally jammed me.
Stop paying attention to Doogie, okay? Doogie has no idea what he's doing and has no idea how to operate a spread here. And he's also in your pocket. So obviously he's going to do everything he can to hook you guys up.
Yeah.
The spread is Ravens -3 in Pittsburgh. Obviously we're taking the 3 points.
Yes.
And we're on the Steelers. Lock it in, Doogie McMahon.
I'll say something, too.
Wow, Doogie jammed me.
Doogie might have... listen, we're going off of FanDuel Sportsbook, not the Doogie Sportsbook anyways.
Sportsbook, which has no players.
Here's the one thing that I thought was really concerning, Luke, and you tell me if you find this to be concerning as someone who now aligns themselves with the Baltimore Ravens. They have given up a league worst 294 yards in the air per game, over 300 yards on the road. Russ has been cooking downfield, but what's most concerning to me, and the stat that I found that I thought was kind of outrageous, their third down stoppage rate is just 46.7%, which ranks 30th in the NFL. Against Mike Tomlin, I don't like their odds of limiting drives here.
The chains will be moving. That's what we're saying.
This is what I would say, though. This is what I would say, Partsy, where we might be in good shape here, is that I totally agree that 294 through the air it's an abomination. Total indictment on the secondary in Baltimore. But Russ has been historically bad on third downs. Every year we played with him, he's not a third down guy unless he's got a go ball. He's the moon ball. He's the throw it up guy. Mm-hmm. You're going to need a quarterback to go through progressions. Is that Russ? I don't know. And the next thing is, I think it'll be a very, very tight game, but could Derrick Henry and Lamar get going and blow this one out? And all of a sudden now we need Russ to surgically, take apart this defense. Yeah. I'm not sure he's got that. We'll see how it rolls.
Okay. All right. There's the first game. Now here is the profile game of the season. All right. Bills at home. It's now up to 2.5. It was Bills -1.5. I don't know what Doogie sent to you. Probably Chiefs plus 6 or 7.
Handshake.
But on FanDuel, it's Bills minus 2.5 at home against the Chiefs. Owen Wilson on the clock.
Partsy, we're going to be on opposite sides here. We're going to be on opposite sides, but
I know what you're going to say. Let me just say it before you're going to say it. I like the Bills.
Okay.
And you're going to take the Chiefs. So go ahead, because I can kind of be swayed. Talk to me, Parts.
Okay, this is where I'm at with this thing. And Amari Cooper is trending towards playing. So it does help the Bills. But I look at this thing and I say, okay, number 2 yards per carry defense in the league, Kansas City Chiefs. They're great against the run. They've been able to stop everybody against the run. Now, all of a sudden, if they come out and bottle up James Cook, which I am expecting him to do, I really believe in that. You've got Josh Allen, who's got to sit here and throw the ball 40 times a game. And can Josh Allen make a ton of plays? Absolutely. I'm not saying that. But in a Steve Spagnuolo defense, when your best guy is going to be Amari Cooper, who you've played one game with and has been hurt for 2 weeks, is there a chance that Josh makes a bonehead play and throws a pick? Am I thrilled about the idea of Keon Coleman, who's coming off injury as well, potentially not being in the right place at the right time? We got jammed by a rookie yesterday. So now we're what? Kincaid and Dawson Knox? I don't feel good about those matchups in a game where you're favored against the Kansas City Chiefs, who haven't lost since 2023. And the next thing I'll say about the Chiefs, you can say, last week the offense wasn't great. They were not bad. They were bad in the red zone. Their red zone play was very bad. But what I would say is Surtain, who I think is the best corner in the league, was obviously doing a decent number on DeAndre Hopkins. Who's covering DeAndre Hopkins? Not Patrick Surtain, I'll tell you that for free. So you got D-Hop rolling. I expect the run game to be rolling. Kareem Hunt has been incredible. I think Patty Mahomes' legacy game, he wants to be undefeated. I like the Chiefs. Ooh. That's where I'm leaning, especially with points.
Bills by 10.
Especially with points.
Bills by 10, and you know it. You know it, You know the Bills win this by double digits.
You can go over the top. You can go over the top, and I won't be mad at you.
No way, my Parts. You know why? Because when you really sometimes you got to get down to the brass taxes, the Kansas City Chiefs go in and beat quality teams for fun. Let's rock, my Partsy.
Yes.
All right. Taking the points, Noodles.
Taylor will be in the building.
That's right.
I mean,
that's right.
I do believe I am agreeing with Luke. I am. I think
the kiss of death from Noodles. That could be a kiss of death.
No, that's not the kiss of death. I have a pretty good. Yeah. Usually, when I go
decent track record,
right?
Okay.
Decent track record.
Yeah. So I think for some reason that Kansas City is going to get it done.
Listen, you're getting points. Kansas City getting points. Like sometimes you don't have to think about it that much. Like it doesn't have to be much deeper than that. You're getting points for betting on the Kansas City Chiefs.
And I'll say this to go with you, like Mahomes, he's never failed to cover as a road dog. Yeah. He's 12-0-1 in his career as a road dog. That said, the Buffalo Bills have won the last 3 games against this Chiefs team in the regular season.
That's right.
They've got their number in the regular season. And there's an opportunity for Josh Allen to really grab a hold of the MVP race with a statement victory. An absolute statement win.
That place will be going nuts, too, on Sunday. That building will be going nuts.
They're undefeated at home also. I think they're 4-0, and they just absolutely crush teams.
Can't
so
wait. I'm okay with being on the Bills.
Being with Bills Mafia
I'm
here.
good on being the Bills. I think the Bills are going to find a way to win this ball game.
T-Bass, another nice little kick to end the game. They win by a field goal, game winner. T-Bass, get it done.
I love T-Bass, and you know who's not kicking for Kansas City because he's on the IR. Butker's not there. That screams someone jamming up a snap. Bad kick.
Butker's not affecting the Kansas City
Yes,
Chiefs.
he is.
This is about Spags, Mahomes, and Reed. Spags, Mahomes, and Reed.
Wait till you see the next kicker they send out there. It'll be Andy Reid, probably. Andrew Reid.
When he was 14 years old. Remember how big he was compared to the other guys?
Andy Reid is their kicker this week. I love being on the Bills. All right, Sunday night, Chargers laying 1.5 at home against the Bengals. Another tough game. Alice, brother, where are we at?
Yeah, this is a really tough game, and it's a great quarterback matchup. You got Burrow versus Justin Herbert. But for me, I'm looking at this, and I'm saying John Harbaugh's got this team rolling. This team is rocking. They've been a lot better than I thought they were going to be. And that defense is playing stout. They got the number 1 defense in football, giving up just 13.8 points per game. And yes, you've seen a lot from Burrow and the Bengals the last few weeks, but I'm looking at who they've played, and it's just a bunch of junk garbage teams. Talking the Giants. We're talking the Ravens, whose secondary's been awful. They allowed Chase to go off for 300 yards. I mean, that's the biggest issue. Now you're taking on Harbaugh's defense, allowing just 5.9 yards per reception. So they can keep Jamar Chase in check. They can shut down the run. They're 3rd in the league in sacks. Orlando Brown's not healthy, so will they be able to keep Burrow upright? I think they can provide some pressure. And ultimately, it's a team that plays good defense. They protect the football. They can run the football. And Herbert's elite, man.
Herbert's been playing well.
Last 5 games,
Quiet,
averaging 260 yards a game.
Mm-hmm.
I like the Chargers. 1.5 is basically a pick 'em. At home, I like the Chargers.
Okay, I will say this feels eerily similar to the Rams-Dolphins game. Literally the same building. You have a Dolphins team that had to win, a Bengals team that has to win. Like, they've got to win.
Yeah.
Yet I believed in our process on Monday night. That was the appropriate, correct process. And we are going to apply this process to the game Sunday night. Because I believe in everything you just said. We are made for this game. We are made to double down on the process, the rope-a-dope earlier in the season that was so brilliantly performed. I think we lay the points and we take the Chargers on Sunday night.
And we wake up Monday morning +1.
That's right.
Oh, I can't wait.
And then
I can't wait.
I love where we're at.
Talk to me.
Talk
to me.
I like to paint a picture for you.
Please
Sunday, you wake up. You have a great big breakfast. Maybe a big cup of coffee. You turn on football, wondering how Team Owen Wilson, who we got today. And you know what you get to do? You get to kick your feet up because we got Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes, Joey Burrow to cover the spread. It couldn't be easier for us. 3-0, baby. Book it now. Can't wait.
That is like stealing candy.
That's 3 good quarterbacks.
3 good quarterbacks, but Russ can cook. Josh Allen's the man.
That's right.
We love Justin Herbert.
I already can see it at 4 p.m. on Monday. You're going to look at each other and you're going to say, you guys, we're so stupid.
I know.
We're
I hate that feeling.
Yeah,
I hate that feeling. They're tough games, man. They're tough games.
Tough games.
Russ,
I
we're riding. We're riding.
Russ is
for
going
Russ.
to be cooking.
Yeah.
He is going to be a Michelin chef.
Do you know what Russ is due for, though? You know what he's due for.
A brutal game and a pick six.
A Russ game. A Russ game.
Yeah, I know.
That's what it is.
He's due for a nerdy, Steelers Nation, stick with us after a brutal game type comment. He's very due for that. Anyway, picks are in. Lock it in, Doogie McMahon. Whatever line you think you had, these lines are legit, and that's how we operate. Best of luck, boys. TG for life.
Feeling good.
Feeling good.
Cheers.
There's Luke Willson, Al's brother. Feeling good. Feeling very good. Al's brother? You've been giving out clues all week.
Yeah.
Why don't we open the phone lines right here? 416-870-1050. Pair of tickets to see the Leafs play the Golden Knights next Wednesday night. What a game that's going to be.
Yeah,
you have been hiding somewhere in the city with those tickets. Do you want to tell us where you've been?
Yeah. I know it's been real tough clues all week long.
It has been.
I was at High Park.
You're at High Park.
Yeah, everybody said High Park.
Did you not know that there's other really interesting, cool little places where you High Park and downtown seeing it's just so obvious, man.
No,
I'm taking over the operation.
He's
on Monday.
taking a bullet for Steph. That's what he's doing.
Be ready, man.
Not throwing her under the bus, but there may be some validity to that. We'll talk, though. Tell you what.
I'm coming up with Monday. That's going to be, you're never going to get, it's going to be only by the last day you're going to be able to guess.
I'm telling you, me and Steph, we went into the war room last night because I heard the criticism. We've got a 4-pack of clues next week
that
are going to be so tough. I'm telling you.
Don't.
I'm telling you. You're
right.
not going to know until
one more
Thursday.
chance.
Guaranteed.
Give them one more chance.
No way. I'm doing it with Al's brother next week.
I can't wait. I can't wait for this because I know Steph. It'll be like Yorkdale or something.
Yeah.
That's where you're going to be, and it'll be this famous mall is off the 401. It's like, oh, where could you be?
Where could that possibly be?
No, it'll be the Bulk Barn at Kennedy.
That would be actually very good. That would be good. This is where the O-Dog used to be spotted after every
with his jube
stuff. And now it's gone. And now it's gone out of business.
I don't think you guys know what I used to peel out of that bulk barn in Collingwood. I'm telling you, it
shared
was
a story or
4
two.
suitcases of garbage every Saturday.
All right,
not anymore, pal.
Not anymore. I love it. Another chance to find Al's Brothers and win Al's Brother and Win Leaf tickets starts next week right here on OverDrive. Brought to you by McAlpine Ford in Aurora. Our family, the Ford family, and you. Visit tsn1050.ca for more details. All right, Al's Brother. Enjoy yourselves. We'll catch you on the group chat bright and early Sunday.
Have a good weekend, fellas.
You got it. There's Al's Brother. All right, Dear Hayesy-B coming up, and our best bet still to come. OverDrive continues. TSN 1050 and on TSN 2.
Insight, the ability to see and understand why you do the things you do.
Dear Hayesy-B.
We're going to go down there and have a donkey barbecue, and I'm going to furnish the ass, right?
You don't want to hide a Mars bar in your sleeping bag when there's a bear outside the tent.
Routine, we haven't done this in a little bit, and I think the people have needed us.
Yep.
Need some advice.
That's right.
They do.
Some very topical stuff in here. I got some DMs, some topical stuff. Let's start with the first one. Dear Hayesy-B, I've been caught in the Taylor Swift madness in Toronto as I've treated my girlfriend to the Maple Leafs and Oilers game for her birthday a few months back. But her boss has offered her 2 tickets to see Swift for both of us. I'd much rather see the hockey game, and she told me her friend would love to see Taylor. Do I go to the Swift concert or let her go with her friend? Need your help here, boys. Robbie in Mississauga. This is a simple one, bud.
Yeah, let her go.
You say, look, let's both be happy. Be happy, and you go to the concert, and I go Leafs game, and absolutely floor it.
Oh, yep. McDavid's in town, man. Like,
dude.
That's the thing. Taylor Swift's here 6 times. McDavid's here 1 time.
Yeah, but dude, it's not like you
math.
can pick another night and go with your girlfriend and
I
have
understand
10 grand lying around.
But McDavid's not playing here in 2 weeks. You got he's here tonight or tomorrow night. Yeah. That's it, man. You got McDavid in his prime. There's only so much of that. Taylor Swift will return in the future, I guarantee it.
And not to mention, she probably wants to go with her friend. Pick out some
kidding.
Outfits,
she would never admit it, Noodles. She does not want to go with him.
She don't want you sitting there. You don't know half the songs. You're not going to dance with her because you don't want to look like you're the boyfriend or the husband dancing. Like, to me, let her go with her friend. You go to the hockey game, and it's a win-win. You meet up later. Everyone's happy. Enjoy your nights.
That's the beauty of it, is that they're right down the street. They start at the same time. Get downtown early, dinner together, and you lock in drinks afterwards. Downtown is going to be insane tomorrow. If I was younger or living downtown, I would embrace it. I keep hearing these young people, like Al's brother's like, I got to get out of here. I'm like, are you insane? Where are you going? Go downtown tomorrow night. Do you know how much fun it's going to be downtown tomorrow?
Where the hell does he have to go anyway?
Well, his thing is like, I got to get out of here. Probably a card show, or there's some cruise expo in Niagara Falls or something. But if I was young and still in the game, I would be downtown tomorrow. I would be flooring it tomorrow. It'd be a blast. I'm not, and I couldn't stay further away from it. That's not my scene anymore. But I've lived this experience where I got tickets for my wife and I. We went, and it was a birthday thing, and she pretended as if she was excited I was coming. I know she wanted to bring her sister or her best friends. Like, I know that, and I was that guy. I'm like, what song is that? I was annoying because I don't know all the songs. Like, I don't know. I'm like, what era is this? And she's like, it's this era. You know,
asking her, like,
you know
what song is this?
I went for a walk because we were at Ford Field. I'm like, I want to check this park. I did like a lap with a beer. I missed 3 or 4 songs.
Ford
you went to
Field.
Told her you'd be right
on,
back.
Dude.
You're right back. You went to take a leak and you came back 45 minutes later.
I was cruising around the corridors. I'm like, oh, that's an interesting shot. There's a Matt Stafford. Hey, Megatron. All right. You know, like I was more kind of into. It was a cool night. It was an unbelievable show, and I know a number of her songs, but there's a lot of them I didn't know. And if she could have replaced me without thinking it was going to hurt my feelings, she would have done that. And I understood that, and I would have been fine. And if you give me a chance to go see McDavid down the street, Leafs Oilers on a Saturday night, you got to take advantage of that.
Speaking of Leafs Oilers, a DM. O-Dog, please ask the boys for Dear Hayesy-B. My uncle every year in Alberta wants to make a wager on who will go farther, Leafs or Oilers. Every year I'm hesitant because I know the past with the Maple Leafs. Is there any chance this year you would want to make a wager on the Leafs going farther than Oilers?
Ooh, good one. Man, I think you go for it if you're a Leaf fan. Like, unless the stakes are ridiculous, I can't imagine your uncle's trying to like bankrupt
You're probably talking about $100,
right? And
or 24 beer or something like that, right? Like it's
floor it, man. The Leafs are going there. The Oilers are going there. They're both going to be in the dance. Listen, the Leafs they are who they are in the playoffs. It's up for them to change it, but they do have a better defense core. I'm curious what the goaltending is going to look by the end of the year. Will Stolarz still be playing like a rock star? And if so, will he be starting the games? Will it be Joseph Woll?
You know what the scary thing is? Sometimes we come up with it, and it's the Mike Johnson comment every year after the playoffs when we have him on. He's like, it wasn't defense. It wasn't goaltending. It was they can't score.
I know, and that is concerning because the Oilers are going to score. And we keep
kind of circling back to not scoring this year. That's the one thing that scares me.
I hear you, man. Listen, I wouldn't feel great about it, but the Oilers have not been great recently either. They have their own fires they're putting out. They've won 3 in a row coming into tonight. They're going to make it. They're going to solidify a lot of issues, I think. But, the Oilers, they get in and play Vancouver in the first round. That's not a lock. They play Vegas in the first round. That's not a lock at all.
I don't think there's many locks.
No,
they're talking about Florida and the wild card team or something.
Take the bet. Take the bet.
I think for 16 teams now, there is 0 locks. Like, you could have a team that kind of squeaks in and on paper, is 40 points difference than the team that they're facing. But the fact that they squeaked in, they might give them a run. Like I don't think there's any locks anymore in the NHL. There's too much parity. That's really what it is.
Yeah.
Like Winnipeg is going to lose some games. They're going to come back down to earth a little bit. I think we're going to see the ebbs and flows of the season. But I can't tell you one team that's a lock to win 2 rounds. Like I can't, because I can make a case for the team that they potentially play to go, okay, that goalie can do this or that top player. Like
if you had to pick one team in the National Hockey League, you would put money on being in a conference final.
Florida Panthers.
Probably would still be Florida.
Probably Florida, because
although they got waxed last night.
Yeah, Bob allowed 5. Yeah, it happens, but the teams. Thing is Florida has been so good, considering every team that plays against them uses them as a measuring stick. That's the Cup champs. You're like, okay, I got to have a game, or they're going to walk all over us. But I would say Florida, but I still say, well, maybe at some point they run out of gas because they've been to the finals a couple times in a row.
That's valid too, man. Like right? That is prior to Tampa doing it. It was like no one goes to 3 straight ever. Right. You always run out of gas.
Yeah.
So that is valid. All right, what else we have?
This one is very Hamilton and very strange. Hazy, I'd like you to start because you were a golfer. Dear Hayesy-B, 2 weeks ago I was golfing near Hamilton at a nice course with an expected amount of late-season leaves in the fairway. A golfer on the adjacent fairway brought his own leaf blower and was using it on the course. Please comment. The golf world requires a ruling here. Carlo brings his fishing rod.
Yeah, he does.
Can a guy bring a leaf blower and start blowing the leaves to find his golf ball?
I also think it's ignorant how loud that is.
Yeah.
Like if you're standing over a 6-foot putt, with some money on the line.
Can you imagine a guy in the adjacent green just turns on the leaf blower right in your backstroke? I'd go crazy.
I would go nuts if I turned around and some chop with a Black & Decker was looking for his top flight ball that he probably re-teed. It's like, what do you... No, you can't, especially...
Dude, I think I could see Carlo doing it. I think I could see Carlo doing it.
There's nothing I couldn't see Carlo doing on a golf course, unfortunately. I love the guy, but he would probably do that, and he'd post about it, and it would be some company that, originates in Woodbridge or something.
He'd bring a barbecue and set up. Like, I feel
he
like...
would. He'd have a barbecue cart.
He fishes during golf. He gets a fishing rod and throws a line in.
Yeah.
The thing is, has he ever caught anything? That would
be
more
I've seen videos of him pulling fish out.
I've seen him fishing, man. I saw him fish. He didn't catch anything when I was with him, but this guy, he was fishing.
I don't think I could do it. If I saw a guy in my group pull out a fishing rod mid-round and one of my games, I think I would tell the guy to bring me back to my car.
Yeah,
I couldn't do it.
I don't. It was off-putting. But the leaf blower. Like, listen, I get it. There's leaves and the ruling on that is if your ball is in that vicinity, you get the free drop. Just set yourself up and go. Like, you know, if you lose a ball and you know it's because of the leaves, you're not going to be penalized for that. But don't penalize the rest of the course with the leaf blower.
We got one.
Can't have it.
Quick one?
Quick one.
Dear Hayesy-B, going to Punta Cana with the fam, wife plus 2 kids, end of January for 5 nights. The wife chose a resort, and it just happens to have a golf course on it, including green fees. I'm the only golfer. How many rounds would be reasonable to sneak in?
Wow, that's wild that it's free access to the course. That is serious business, man.
Dude, I think you sneak out every morning at 7 a.m. and tee it, and you play
agree.
quick, and you get back every single day.
Go meet her for breakfast. You can go play 9. Just sneak in there and
easily.
do it.
And here's your play: American cash, $100, American to the starter day 1, and you say, "I'm on my own, and I'm the first one out with a cart," and the guy will say, "Gracias, absolutely."
Yeah.
And you will play in an hour and 45 minutes.
That's right.
And
then
that's your move.
You can also say, here's another 100 and put 12 Coronas on ice and have it on the cart.
Yes.
And you play every single day.
Yeah. And there money talks down everywhere. Money talks. A little bit of a greasing. You can play every single day, and you say, "I will be here at 7 a.m. sharp with a peg in the ground, and my golf ball will be flying through the air." You make sure I'm on my own, no one else is with me, and I can bring my cart. Basically, if you pay an extra 100, you probably could throw a blue flag on there. Like, you could pay for a blue flag.
No, you just throw in an extra 100 and you say any kind of marshal or anything. You tell them to leave me alone and we're good. Nothing to see here.
There it is. Basically 500 cash up front. Yeah. And it's a cart.
You're going to have
flag,
a fantasy
12
life.
pack, and you're playing golf every day.
Yeah.
There it is. It's done. It's allowed. You have to do it.
You're welcome.
You're welcome. You're welcome. All right, there you go. Dear Hayesy-B. Mail in Fridays brought to you by Boston Pizza's new game day menu. Stop by your local BP for $7 touchdown pints, shareables for the whole crew, and weekly prizing up for grabs. Football game days are better at your local BP. We'll come back with our best bets and recap what's been a busy afternoon and what's going to be an awesome weekend. Grey Cup Sunday, Leafs in action, Raptors in action tonight. Overdrive continues. TSN 1050 and on TSN 2. All right, Melissa tweeting in saying you got to check the rule book. It is allowed to use a leaf blower to clear the leaves while golfing. That's courtesy of Melissa, I guess. I don't know. She's a real stickler when it comes to the golf rules.
But who the hell brings one? But that's my thing. You pack it in the trunk?
I don't know.
And it's got to be battery charged. Like, no one has that. No one has that.
I know. Like the backpack, the Ghostbuster one, too. If you had the suction
Dude,
on
I
it.
have that one.
So do
I have that one, but it's
amazing.
a plug-in.
Yeah, it's an amazing apparatus.
It's amazing. It's amazing.
Yes, but I'm not bringing that.
When you put it on the real fast mode and it gobbles everything up, it's amazing.
It's go time. Yeah, it's go time. But not on a golf course. I'm sorry, it can't happen. Best Bets brought to you by FanDuel and powered by FanDuel. Make your picks and assemble a same-game parlay in seconds on the FanDuel Sportsbook app. The Raptors are now getting 3 points tonight. Like, there's heavy money coming in on the Pistons. This line was, I think, 1 or 1.5. It's up to 3. I'm taking the points with the Raptors tonight. Come on.
Really?
Yes. Come on. It's Detroit.
Dude, the last time you said that, though, it didn't go well.
Yeah.
I have to believe in the Raptors at home.
It was Cleveland, dude. Game 1, you said, I got to take the
and they
points
got beat
here,
by
and
30.
you got crushed.
They got crushed.
Didn't
But I'm going to the well with the Raptors getting points against the Pistons. Cleveland, clearly I undervalued. They're undefeated. They're 13-0. Colts plus 3.5 against the Jets. What else do I have to see or say about this New York Jets team where you're giving me more than a field goal against the Jets? I'm taking the points. Steelers plus 3 and Chargers minus 1.5. Those are the picks that Al's brother and I are on. Hayes and Bro are on. Owen Wilson getting the points. Chiefs at the Bills. That's going to be a big one as well on Sunday. So Best Bets powered by FanDuel. And don't forget the FanDuel Sportsbook app is the exclusive home of the OverDrive Same Game Parlay. Please play responsibly, 19 plus, physically located in Ontario. All right, Raptors tonight. Oilers, Leafs tomorrow. Taylor Swift all weekend. Argos, Grey Cup on Sunday.
Nice.
Maybe Juan Soto signs with the Jays this weekend. Anything's possible, right? Anything's possible.
It seems like it's go time, like Juan Soto or bust for the whole regime.
Yep. Got to get Juan Soto. If you don't, it's serious trouble. Internal improvement for the rest of the year. That's the slogan the rest of the offseason.
Not good.
All right. Thanks to everyone behind the scenes for helping out. We appreciate it. Everyone for tuning in today. TV, radio, podcast, web. We appreciate that. We're out of here. Enjoy your evenings. Enjoy your weekends. We're back Monday at
4 p.m.
We'll chat then.